What's up, guys? Bonjo here, and this is another Wi-Fi battle, and it's against the Pawnage or the Pawnage. I don't know how you pronounce it. And go check out his channel. He's a really awesome guy and a great battler. So here we go. I'm using a trick room team here, and like as you can see, my lead is Clay Doll and stuff like that. And in this game, after watching this match, you would realize that rhyperior is actually supposed to be Uber. I mean, come on. After you watch this battle, you really feel like that, I'm sure. So he starts off with his Gliscor, Monsieur Gliscor. It's just staring at you like that. So cool. I love its eyes. And then I start off, and then I lead with Clay Doll, Dolly, and he goes for stealth rock while I go for trick room because this is a trick room team. And then I set up my rocks too, and he goes for U-turn, and that does not a very less damage. So then I think that's probably a bulky Gliscor. So then he goes into his Milotic, and I just explode because that's what it's supposed to do, set up trick room, stealth rock, and explode. So but it actually didn't die. That I know Milotic is a beast and all, but it's actually it's an explosion, come on. But it didn't die, and I was like, whoa, so it's gotta be defense bulky. So then he goes for recover and gets most of his health back, and he gets more from his leftovers. I go to my Cacturn, and I get stealth rock damage. And this Cacturn is a mixed sweeper. It's got a Neelam, Dark Pulse, Superpower, and Destiny Bond. So then I prefer Neelam over a Seed Bomb because it's a trick room team and moves first, and so it has a high chance of flinching. But this Milotic doesn't die nor flinch, and that's really surprising. And he goes for Ice Beam, that will take me out. And then I go to my Slowking. This Slowking is awesome. I love Slowking. Then I use Nasty Plot to raise my special attack, and he goes for Toxic. I actually expected him to switch, and I really didn't expect him to have Toxic there. So I was startled like hell. And then I don't have rest and I don't have slack off, so this sucks for me. And the twisted dimensions return to normal. Those words are the words of hell for this team. And then I get get hurt by poison leftovers, and he goes for recover, and I use trick room again, and I get more damage from poison leftovers. He gets leftovers, all that stuff. And then I go for my second Nasty Plot, and he predicted me to attack, and he went for recover, but I actually went for Nasty Plot, and I get again same thing. This is actually kind of boring, like leftovers, poison, again leftovers, but this time he didn't get leftovers because he has full health. And then I go for my third Nasty Plot. So now I have max special attack, and that's awesome. And he goes for Surf. That doesn't do. He does nothing, because I have this thing's special defense is awesome. So then I get a lot of poison damage, and I use Psychic, and I'm sure it's gonna take it out. It's kind of obvious actually, as that thing's defense bulky, and I'm a +6 Slowking. So yeah, you get the picture. So I get leftovers, poison, and because it's toxic, the damage keeps increasing, so I almost die. Then he goes to Metagross, and he thinks he can take me out with a Bullet Punch, but not a chance, because this thing is really bulky and I have few defense EVs, and Bullet Punch is really weak. So then I go to Surf, that takes it out. Metagross actually has pretty good special defense if you EV train in that, but I don't think he has done it. Even if he had, I think it'd still die. So then I get leftovers, but that doesn't matter because I get taken out by poison. And if I'm sure if he hadn't used toxic, I could have swept his whole team. And I go to my bronze Ong. It's actually made out of iron. It's not bronze, so I named it Iron Ong. So he goes to sweep Scissor. He predicts the trick room and goes, and I do go for trick room. I didn't predict the sub. And he goes for swords dance. I go for calm mind while he goes for swords dance, and I was like, oh my god, I hate Scissors with swords dance. This Bronzong has calm mind, rest, psychic, and trick room. So and it's a resto, chesto, calm mindo. I like to call it that, resto, chesto, calm mindo. And it has max defense EVs and HP EVs. And he goes for X scissor that does a lot actually. I expected it to do even less because this has max defense and HP. So then I go for rest. I rest. I start sleeping and my chesto berry wakes me up. And he goes for the second X scissor, and I know it's gonna 2-hit KO me, so I just go for psychic to break his sub. And he has leftovers. That's really bad. So for me, and I actually break his sub with psychic, and and even though it's not very effective, and he goes for X scissor that takes me out, 2-hit KO. And now I'm down to 2 Pokemon, and I'm like, oh god, I've definitely lost this. And he almost has full health now thanks to leftovers. And at that exact moment, the twisted dimensions return to normal. That sucks. So then I go to my rhyperior. It actually sounds like that, rhyperior. That's kind of cool. So then he goes for the second swords dance, and I go for stone edge. I hoped it would kill him, but it didn't, sadly. And he goes for X scissor. My guess is that he probably had only bullet punch as his steel type move, and he didn't go for it as it would be weaker than X scissor due to Rhyperior's ability Solid Rock. And look how much that did. X scissor did quite less. I expected it to kill, as this doesn't have max defense. And he goes for outrage. I mean, come on, look at this. It actually survives an outrage from a Flygon, and I get my rest off. So that rocks. And this is also another resto chesto thing. This is resto chesto curso. So excuse me. Yeah, and I wake up thanks to chesto berry. So now I have full health, and outrage won't do shit to me. So he goes to he has to go for outrage, and that does really less again. And I go for curse, and my speed lowers, attack and defense raises. Oh, sorry about that, that was my screensaver. And he gets confused due to the fatigue, and he switches into his Gliscor, and he gets hurt by Stealth Rock. And I go for another curse, and he gets leftover recovery thing. And then he goes for Earthquake. Now look at this, look how much it does. This actually proves that it's a bulky Gliscor, and it's not EV train attack. I mean, come on, it's a super effective stab Earthquake coming from a Gliscor. And then I go for Stone Edge that almost kills it. So that's kind of bad. And he gets leftovers, and he goes for the Roost. And that was smart play by him, as Roost removes the flying type. So Stone Edge wouldn't affect it much at all. But Stone Edge misses. So that's bad for me. So he goes for another Roost. I know he can easily PP stall me with Roost, as Swords Dance Stone Edge has really less PP, so I just go for Curse. I know with one more Curse I can 1-hit KO his Gliscor. And he goes for Earthquake that again does nothing. Haha. So I love Rhyperior, look at that. It can take physical attacks like nothing and dish them back out. Like, epic as hell. So then he goes for another earthquake, and Stone Edge missed again, but this time it hit. Like the previous time it missed, but now it hits, and it surely kills because I got another curse up, and yeah, so Gliscor is dead. So now then he sends out his Flygon, and I have only one move that can affect it, and that's Stone Edge. And if that keeps missing, then the game is gone, as my last Pokemon is Kecleon, and it's a special wall, so it can't take any of its attacks. It'll die in this one hit. And I go for another rest, as he goes for Earthquake that still does nothing. I mean, come on, it's a Flygon EV train and attack, and it does nothing. And then he gets max health through his leftovers, and my Chesto Buddy is not there to wake me up. So he goes for an Earthquake that still does nothing. I don't know. It should be Uber actually. So then he goes for another Earthquake. I keep sleeping for 2 turns, as that's what rest does. Then I sleep again, and then he goes for another Earthquake, and this turn I wake up. I don't know why I go for Curse. I should have just straight gone to the Stone Edge, cause if it can kill a bulky Gliscor in one hit, why can't it kill a Flygon? So yeah, that was bad play by me, but still it's okay. So then he goes for another Earthquake that does even less thanks to the curse. And I go for Stone Age and like, come on, don't miss, don't miss, don't miss, and it doesn't miss, luckily. And that Flygon goes down, 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 even though it's not very effective. And then he now it's 1-on-1, and he goes to his Hitmonlee, and I'm really scared over here because he'll have close combat, and he does have close combat, but I'm like, don't, no crit, no crit, no crit. And luckily he doesn't get a crit, and that does really less compared to what I expected. It's a Hitmonlee using stab, super effective close combat, and then I finish it off with an Earthquake. So yeah, now people tell me, do you think Rhyperior should be Uber or not? I mean, come on, after you just watched this battle, it is amazing. I love Rhyperior, it's my favorite Pokemon now. So it's a great battle, the great battle Jonas. His name is actually Jonas, and go check out his channel. It's really great. And rate, comment, and subscribe. And see you next time on another battle. See ya.